I like to keep these casual, right? Suit and tie is not for me, especially in
Right.
this kind of a setting. So that's why I've had the lounge. In fact, when they hold,
I love we're sporting our Nikes too. Like we're all good. Yeah.
you gotta be comfortable in your surroundings. I think that's big. I think confidence is a huge thing with that, and you got to be confident and be able to be able to carry that look, right? Like I have the confidence to do it. I'm happy with the way I look. I'm sure you're the same way. You love the way you dress. You're comfortable with it, and you have the confidence to do it in front of anybody, any audience.
It, confidence is an interesting thing. Look, if you ask me directly question, like, and I had to answer it would be yes or a no, does confidence help? All right. Yes, absolutely. I've found in life that some of my biggest sales or best interactions were actually the ones where I was most vulnerable.
Really?
Well, you're pretty accomplished. You get this space, and yet you're nervous for us to do. There's a nervousness, right?
Of course.
Okay. Well, my hope is this is going to be one of the greatest interviews, and then anyone coming after me has got a lot to live up to.
Yeah.
And you're going to find, do you know what? Like I can be more confident. Let's call it. But
I definitely understand that feeling. Definitely like you said, I was nervous starting out, and I guess the confidence factor, you're right, I have it, but it does.
but some of the biggest sales you did, if I can talk about my dad, like he said, vulnerability is like one of the sexiest traits in sales. So I've had conversations. Let's say I was meeting Matt Ishbia, all right,
Yeah.
and I want to get on the stage for UWM Live. I'm not going to go up to him and go, I want. Now I know he's a bit like you've gathered information, you know who you're talking to. My starting point, and this might be a good lesson for your audience if they're watching and they're taking notes on something. The greatest question that you can ask in sales, all right, in terms of starting the conversation, is putting the person in your shoes, in their mindset. So if I'm meeting Matt and I'll be like, hey, Matt, have you ever in your journey to achieve everything you've achieved, did you ever have an interaction with someone when you're starting out where you felt like after you left the conversation, you get in your car and as you're driving away, you're like, if only I could have asked this. Matt is going to say yes. If he doesn't, you don't really want to be around someone who acts like they've never
Made a mistake
or had that feeling, right? But the second I go, have you ever experienced this? Got in your car and driven away. It now gives me permission to be like, well, then you're going to appreciate the question that's very bold, very direct.
Yeah.
That I'm about to ask you. If I just go in too direct with the question, he's like, I don't relate to you. But if I can get, so the words are, has this ever happened for you? If you turn around to anyone in the world, has this ever happened for you? Right? The word for you as well, not to you, for example, in consciousness. If I say, has anything this ever happened to you? It could be negative. For you, it's always it's like
a giving. Yeah. It's changing when we're around.
Yeah. I've got free parking in New York, you want to get free parking somewhere, all right? Or in New York, it's $400. My daughter, I could call her up right now. She pick up. She's in school, so she shouldn't. I'm like, Ruby, what are the words I used when I got a free park in New York? She goes, went up to the front desk. Hey, mate, has this ever happened for you? You ever had something so outstanding, so amazing, so glorious happen for you? Just like, that was so wonderful. I wasn't expecting it. It's kind of nice when those things happen, right? Guy behind the front desk. Absolutely. I'll be like, mate, the parking, $400. He goes, let me take care of you. Because I'm setting up. Have you ever had something so outstanding happen for you?
Yeah.
Are you following along?
I'm gonna have to try that one day for sure. At a hotel. I can't stand those parking fees at some of these places. It's unreal.
There's again, I try and teach what I call Batman's tool belt. So it's not just using the same thing in every interaction. That is my go-to play if I want to put someone in my shoes to get them to appreciate. I could be in a coffee place, all right, and I'll go, has this ever happened for you? You ever run into a random stranger that you've never met before in a coffee shop, and you end up having an interaction with them, and it ends up being glorious, kind of nice, right? The guy goes, yeah, kind of nice. You can do any of your loan officers who are calling up realtors, okay? Do you think realtors have placed a cold call before in their lives?
Yeah, of course.
Highly likely. So we're going with predictability. With a loan officer, you've got your team and they're calling up realtors to build relationships. If they turn around to a realtor, hey, just curious, all right, in all your journey to achieve all the success you had, have you ever actually had a phone call with someone you never spoken to before and ends up being really warm really quickly and you end up vibing with the person? It's kind of nice when that happens, right? The realtor goes, yeah. Oh, you're going to love me. I'm so-and-so loan officer. All right.
That's definitely an intro that doesn't get used.
But okay, so one of your questions you're going to ask me is, where do people go wrong?
Yeah.
Okay, we've become immune and overused with the word, like there are realtors, loan officers calling up people using words that we've become like, hi, I'm so-and-so with so-and-so. We want to hang up. All right. Or I'm just calling because to see if you're interested. Or the reach out on Facebook or social media to the messages, how are you? You're like in your head, if you're savvy, what are you going to try and sell me?
Yeah, I know. And those trigger points, we all get that message. We all, and especially on LinkedIn too, right? You're getting those messages, you're getting those reach outs, when it's a sales call. And this is interesting because, using the way you communicate, I guess, and opening the conversation in a different manner really turns people's attention to a different direction. It takes it off of the focus of like, is this a sales call or is this like a friendship call, or what kind of, what is it?
I'm just going to put them, have you ever had an experience like this? It's kind of nice. And there's other, look, obviously we're going to go for, thankfully, no time restriction later on in the talk. And I'm going to open up to questions.